Hey everyone, I'm Adam, and today on Super Bowl Sunday, I'm in my robe and I am being a complete bum because I just feel like being a complete bum. So what I was going to talk about today is the Glock 9mm 50 round drum, and I honestly don't even know who the maker is because that's all it really says on the box, except for made in Korea. And I've seen some other people on YouTube talking about this, and I'm not sure if they were using what generation Glock they have, but I got a Gen 4 Glock 19. And I think the video that I saw where the guy was outside actually using this was a Glock 17. So maybe that's why he had different experience than I've had. Because for me, I was really puzzled at first because after I loaded it up, stuck it in here, and what do you know? It doesn't stick. So I was a little annoyed at first, but I messed around with it a little bit more. And what I found as kind of a workaround was that when you got it slid on there, what you got to do is actually take the load assist and just pull it down a little bit, and that kind of pushes the bullets down, and you just heard that click. Now it's in there good. Now you're ready to rock and roll. So that is one thing you have got to keep in mind, at least with a Glock 19 Gen 4. Again, maybe with a different Glock, it's a different story, but with this one, that's how I saw it. So if you haven't seen any other videos on this thing, it's really super easy to load it. I was thinking, you know, with loading 50 rounds in this, it's probably going to be a pain in the butt, right? Because I mean, even on just the standard 15 magazine, 15 round magazine that comes with the Glock, you start, if you're not using the magazine loader, trying to load it with just your fingers, it starts getting really tight when you start getting up to like 13, 14, 15 rounds in the thing. And I was thinking, man, with 50 rounds, that spring has got to be super tight. So they thought of that ahead of time, which is great. You have this right here, which, as you can see, pulls the bullets down. It ratchets it down, so that way you can go ahead and load another round in the thing. It just makes it just so easy. Oh my God. I'm so glad that they have that thing there, because without it, I think this would have been kind of a failure. So that's the other thing that I wanted to bring up, was that even though this holds 50 rounds in it, and I haven't loaded with 50 at this point, there's still a problem. So we already had the problem that I was talking about where, you try and get it in there and it doesn't stick, it doesn't click inside the magazine. And just for safety's sake, so you're aware, it is empty. So even with my trick where you pull up on that a little bit and then it clicks and now you're good to go. Now it stays and you're ready to load. The problem is that maybe the spring needs to be adjusted in this. I'm not sure. I haven't taken it apart to look to see if it's actually serviceable in any way. There's no instructions on how to do anything with this. It just comes with the box, and this is what you get in the box and nothing else. So the problem is that when you try and load around, oh, it loaded that time. Never mind. I was just making this video to say that when I had tried to load around into the magazine, it actually jammed. And, well, I stand corrected. This thing's great. But if you do run into a problem, I went ahead and only loaded like 45 or 46, 47 rounds in it. Just a few rounds shy of the maximum. And that's when it seemed to work okay. But it was starting to stovepipe a little bit when I was trying to, or not stovepipe, but it was just jamming as it was trying to load around into the chamber. So, but yeah, that's the only thing that is definitely a consistent issue, is the fact that you need to pull up on the load assist a little bit, and then you can go ahead. There it goes. Then you go ahead and get this thing in there, and it's nice and solid in there. And that's completely different from the standard mag, which you hear that click right away. You're good. You don't have to worry about it falling out or anything like that. It's in there. So anyway, yeah. And right now, with the potential bans that they're trying to enact, this is definitely a time to pick up things like this. They're not gonna, if things go the way that they're going, these won't be available. So they're not cheap. This one, I believe I got off of cheaperthandirt.com, and it was like $180, I think, and that's not without shipping or anything else. So it's not cheap, but you know, you got to get it while you can, because these things might not be available in a few months. You know, get extra magazines while you can. If you want to pick up some of the larger factory Glock mags, I've read bad things about other magazines that are not Glock. So do your research. Make sure that the magazines you're picking up are functional and that they work well. I'm actually going to head off to the range today because I actually haven't fired this guy yet. I haven't had an opportunity to. So I'm going to give it a shot at the range and see how well it does when, you know, I'm cycling lots of ammo through it. You know, it seems to cycle okay now. Now that maybe the spring is broken in a little bit, maybe it'll actually perform even better after I, you know, get a whole box of ammo shot with it. But I'll try and see if I could set up a video too of me using it at the range. So that way you can kind of get an idea how well it'll perform and if I get any jams with the thing and any of that other happy stuff. So yeah, there you have it. It's the 9mm 50 round Glock magazine made in Korea, and it comes in this crazy camouflage box. So that way, I guess if you need to hide it in your backyard, you can just put it in the box and put it in the backyard, and it'll be concealed. Yeah. Have a good day. Okay, so I did wind up going to the range today and had the opportunity to fire off the 50 round magazine, and here you can see me loading it in extreme fast forward because I don't think anybody wants to sit through somebody loading 50 rounds of ammunition into a drum magazine like this because it takes a while. After a while, your fingers actually get a little bit sore from having to pull on the load assist. And here we go with me setting up to give this thing a shot for the first time. And hey, what do you know? First round cycled through it, no problem. And for those of you that go to the range often, you know how much of a pain in the butt it is to sit there and have to reload your magazines, you know, every time that you burn through like 10, 15 rounds of ammo. And with this thing, that is no longer a problem. You can sit there and fire away to your heart's content. This is actually the second box of ammo that I went through with this guy. I would highly recommend that you don't get too trigger happy with it because you will find yourself burning through boxes of ammo really, really fast. And that gets expensive in this day and age. And the first box of ammo that I went through actually had, I'm pretty sure it was the first one. I don't think it was in this one right here. But the first box of ammo that I went through, I had one load problem where, oh wait, maybe it was this one. Yeah, it was. Yep. So there it was. That is the one instance that it failed to load a round into the chamber. But considering that's a brand new drum and the spring is probably still needing to be broken into, that's not too bad. I really can't complain about that. But yeah, you with one single load, you pretty much can shred your paper target. So yeah, that thing works awesome. I love this thing.